Jurassic World Rebirth hit trailers July 2nd of 2025, and I'm here to talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Prehistoric Life podcast. I'm your host, Eric Crawford, and today we're going to be talking about Jurassic World Rebirth. If you haven't seen it, I will have a spoiler section, but I'll try to refrain from that for right now. And I'll go more into what I think within that spoiler section because it relates a lot more to that. So this is literally I'm filming this the day after it came out. I just got home from going to watch the movie. So if you don't know the premise of the movie, it's that many years after the Jurassic World Dominion, dinosaurs have died off and have moved to the equator because that's where they can survive. And for whatever reason, a miracle drug can be made from the three largest dinosaurs in their hearts from their cardio systems for heart disease. I don't know. So a group of mercenaries have to go get the DNA from the dinosaurs, and they run into a family along the way, and a bunch of shenanigans happens. That's the Spark Notes. There's your Spark Notes. There's a lot of cool stuff that we get to see. We have the new Mutons, the D-Rex, we have Spinosaurs, we have Tyrannosaurus river cruise or river ride scene. But now I'm gonna get into spoilers because it's kind of hard to talk about this movie without going into spoilers. All right, so you open, you have Zora Bennett. They're talking about dinosaurs have died. They're all dead, except for at the equator. So basically, people can't go to the equator. They didn't really define that well. So I guess like Florida, Texas, Italy, North Africa are just teeming with dinosaurs. They didn't really talk about that all that much. But there was some special agent played by Scarlett Johansson goes and meets up with this guy who wants to I'm not remembering a bunch of names, but there are a few names I will bring up. He's like, we can make a miracle drug for people with heart disease. They could imagine somebody who has heart disease could survive another 20 years thanks to you. And she's like, all right, but I'm a tough mercenary, so what do I get out of it? And he's like, a bunch of money. And she's like, all right, I'm in. I'll get you a team and all of that. We'll get a team together. We'll go to this island and get them. So they go to this paleontologist museum guy and who trained with Alan Grant, which was the only reason why they had to give credit to that's literally the only thing linking this to Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. You could have changed the like logos and stuff, and it would have been a different franchise, different movie, just another dinosaur movie. But he's like, all right, we gotta get a Titanosaur, a Mosasaur, and a Quetzalcoatlus DNA. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna go. So they go to, I'm blanking on it, but like somewhere near Central America, meet up with these guys, and they gloss over the fact that some fishermen have caught a Dunkleostes. So Dunkleostes is just loose in the ocean, apparently. And then he's sitting inside like a megalodon teeth, and they're like, we'll double what you get you if you come and help us. And the guy, his name's like Duncan or whatever. He's like, fine, I'm in. And they're like, well, what do we need protection from? They've got like megalodon. He's like, a live one. We got a live one of this. So there's like living megalodons and dunkleostes around. Dude, the army or somebody would shoot those out of the water because they would be dangerous, I think. Like, that can't be healthy. The original Mosasaur is probably long dead, but like we could have gotten Mosasaur v Megalodon in Jurassic World. So, but we're gonna just gloss over the fact that Dunkleostes is alive and back. Like, they just dump its head down. You're like, Dunkleostes is alive. What? So, they're like, all right, let's go to the island. I got some other mercenaries. The only one I remember is like Bobby, and then there's two others. They're not important people. They're cannon fodder. They're clearly cannon fodder. You can be they're the one. They're the mercenaries from Jurassic Park 3. You're watching. You're just like, he's dead, and she's dead. I don't know about the rest of you. We don't know what the hell is going on now. But then there's like they cut to like a family that's just like sailing in the middle of this dinosaur infested water. So it's like an older girl, their dad, a little girl, and then the older girl's, I say older girl, she's like probably 20. And then like her boyfriend. And the dad's like, wake up, boyfriend up. We gotta, he's gotta take his shift on the wheel. We're just sailing to Dinosaur Island. I don't even know what they were like, sailing across the entire ocean on the like just in the dinosaur area. Like nobody's like, hey, y'all stop doing that. It's not allowed. Dinosaurs live here on the equator. They're there for extra characters or whatever. But the boyfriend's like, yeah, no, dude, I'm like tired or something. I'm going to sleep. You got the wheel. Yeah, he's just like a jerk. And then, of course, the Mosasaur comes because they're on a sailboat, and it sinks the sailboat. And they're like, we need help. Roger Tango, 24, 44, 33, or whatever random coordinates and all that. So of course the mercenary boat's like, well, you have Zora and Duncan on there, and they're like, exposition. My wife, I left my wife because our son died, and she reminded me of him. Is what Duncan says, and Zora's like, yeah, I missed my mother's funeral because of work, and our mutual friend is dead. We don't see any of this. We don't. It kind of never comes up again. It's just kind of like forced character development, a little too forced character development. So of course they're like, all right, Rajo Tango Alpha, we're close to the Mosasaur. And then the Duncan's like, they got a kid on that boat or something. We gotta go help those people. Zora's like, we gotta go help those people. And then the guy that's like paying them all is like, hey, what if we get the Mosasaur DNA and then we go help those people? How are you still do what I'm paying you for? And they're like, set a new course. Let's go get those people. So they go get the family. The family's like, I don't know what's going on. What are y'all doing here? Why are y'all out here? And they're like, oh, dude, no reason. We're not doing anything suspicious. And they're hunting the Mosasaur, and the family's like, hey, that's not allowed. That's not legal. So they have these little needle things that shoot into it and force inject blood, and then it shoots the little pod, leaving the needle in the dinosaur too, which is insane. But it launches the pod up into the sky, and they come and catch it. It's a whole thing. So Zora shoots the Mosasaur, and these mercenaries only have one gun on their entire boat with like venom or neurotoxin, whatever on it. These guys are all kind of idiots because they only brought one gun to the like. They got like their like DNA gun. They only have like one other gun to the like dinosaur island. So they're getting the Mosasaur. Zora shoots it. They get the thing. They're like, yeah, what's up? And they see these like sails in the distance that the random family saw too. They're like, we saw those before the big thing attacked. They're like, what is that? And then the paleontology dude's just like, Spinosaurus? What? like immediately. It's kind of weird, but I like his character, so he's chill. But they're like, oh, what are those? And then the mosasaur immediately just starts like going ape on the boat, just attacking it. And then the Spinosaurus starts sailing around it. They immediately pick off the one dude with the one gun that they brought. Immediately he's dead. He's like grabbed off the boat and torn off. Like, oh crap. And then Duncan's like, if we get to shallow water, the mosasaurs can't follow us. So that it's like a race. The mosasaurs like chasing them, trying to attack their boat. They're going through shallow rocks and stuff. And then they're like, the dad's like, older daughter, go use their radio to signal for help. And she does. And then the like evil money dude that's paying them all is like, hey, stop calling for help. And then she like pushes him and then falls off the side of the boat. Or she starts hanging off. She's like, help me. She pushes him over and she stumbles back because of it. It was a pretty goofy scene of events, but they like had to get them separated or whatever. So she falls off the boat. He doesn't help her. And then she's like just upset. And then the boyfriend is immediately like, oh, my girlfriend fell off. So he like jumps off the boat into the Spinosaurus infested water with a mosasaur like chasing them to save her. And the dad's like, he's all right. And he like gets his daughter and jumps in after them into the dinosaur infested water. And then the mercenaries are all like, what is going on? So Duncan's like, I'm gonna crash the boat into the land so that they can't get us. So the mercenaries all jump off the water with their like gear. Zora does, and then Duncan stays on the boat and they crash the boat. The family and them get separated, but then like the family just luckily finds the like geothermal pipes that lead to the town, village, whatever island research thing is on the it's on the island. And so they're like, oh, I guess we're gonna follow this to the thing, and if they have any sense, they'll follow it too. Like, yeah, really lucky finding that, but whatever. They need it, and then the mercenaries are like, oh yes, and then like the woman mercenary is like immediately killed off. There's like another Spinosaurus just and then kills her. She's just gone, and all the other ones are like, let's get this movable feast on the road. We can go ahead inland. So they start heading inland. The family's following the geothermal power plant. The boyfriend is kind of redeemed, still kind of a D-bag. Zora leads her group. They're heading inland. The family reaches like a weird they just pit stop for like the night or whatever. And the boyfriend's taking watch of the fire and he's taking charge. He's like, yeah, I'll watch the fire. You keep sleeping. Don't worry, Dad. And the dad's like, you're all right with me. And he's immediately like, I gotta take a piss. Just ruins the whole scene. He's just like, all right, I'm out. So he leaves. He wanders into the dangerous dinosaur jungle alone again. Sheesh, these people kind of like deserve to die because they keep like doing stupid crap like that, like bringing one gun to the dinosaur infested island and then wandering off alone and then just like not thinking about the giant water dinosaurs that you're gonna come and see. So he's immediately like about to get attacked by raptors, and then the Mutodon for the first time swoops down, kills a raptor, kills another, and then flies off with the other one. So it's like, oh crap, these things are like raptors that can fly, that kill other raptors. What are these? They're nothing, but we'll get that later. So then they're following the geothermal power plant lines, and then they reach this like river where they're like, okay, we'll follow they reach like a tree and then they fall and then they walk a little bit and they reach a river. They come across the little Aquiloceratops, named her like Dolores, like the little kid, like probably 8, names it Dolores. I don't know if that's I don't know how many little kids are naming things Dolores, but whatever. So then we come across the T-Rex river scene, the famed scene that's been teased and kind of fully revealed. So the eldest daughter swims across to get a life raft, and she does. There's a Dilophosaurus that like startles her and then runs off because of the T-Rex, feeding on like a dead Parasaurolophus. So she gets the thing and inflates. She pushes down, the T-Rex is just gone. And it's drinking water off to the side. The family gets in the river raft and they start going, and the T-Rex notices him, starts walking after him, swims in front of him, knocks it over. The boyfriend and the dad swim with the daughter. They catch the daughter of this little rocky, perfect thing for that. I don't know. And then the youngest daughter is trapped under the raft, and the T-Rex is like trying to get her, and it's like biting the raft and stuff, but she's fine. They're just kind of like plot armored a little bit. And then so the raft luckily comes back up on the other side of these rocks after the T-Rex throws it, and then it just kind of leaves up and out of the movie. We never see T-Rex or Spinosaurus again, which they really were going down on that too. They're like, yeah, this T-Rex is, look at it, its back is bigger and better. We got Spinosaur, we got 4 Spinosaurs, and then they're there for like one set of scenes. It's like, really? Really, they look amazing. The dinosaurs in this movie look amazing, but they're kind of just like, boom, cameo, boom, the reference, boom, plot thing, and it's like, that's it. While that's going on, it might have been before, but the mercenaries come across the titanosaurs. We get to see these titanosaurs for the first time. They're doing it. They get the DNA sample from the titanosaurs. It's a peaceful scene, and they're like, Quetzalcoatl this time. So they start scaling the mountain for the Quets. They get up there, they zoom down, they get into the little temple thing, they get the egg DNA. The Quetzalcoatlus kills the only other nameless, he's not nameless, but not important, mercenary. Kills him, and then Money Guy and Duncan go into the thing with the paleontologist and Zora. The paleontologist falls off the side into like a body of water from like 100 feet up, but he's just like fine because water. I don't know, but he has the DNA, so it's fine. We get to see red copies. Zora, they just kind of like all teleport to the bottom of the mountain. Like 2 of them are running down a staircase, but they just kind of like just like Zora makes it. She's like propelling down the mountain. I would expect that to be a little faster, but they're like running down a staircase, but they're just like same time as her. It's just plot convenience. Then we never see Quetzalcoatlus again. Yippee! So then the family and them make it to the little island research laboratory. They get chased by the mutodons because for whatever reason there's like a gas station there that just turns on at night, and then the mutodons chase them through it. The mutodons chase them into the sewers. The evil money guy finds a pistol and he tries to take the things because there's some subplot with the paleontologist dude telling Zora like, we can't let money guy have this. He's going to sell the drug, the miracle drug, for the cure for heart virus. But if we just give it to everyone, then everyone has it. It's like, I don't really know what that means, but she's like, yeah, we won't make any money on that. But that's the whole thing later on. But he's like, yeah, I want those samples now. I'm leaving. There's a helicopter coming. Because Zora always has a backup plan. But then they get chased into the sewers. Except for the paleontology guy and like Duncan or whatever. And this is where we get to see the D-Rex, the famed D-Rex, the big old thing. And it immediately kills someone. I forgot who though. Because the whole family's fine. Yeah, and kills. It grabs evil money dude, picks him up, and like eats him. But he like drives away as the Mutodon's trying to attack them. He drives away into an Ankylosaurus, does a full circle around the island or something, and then comes back in time to crash into the D-Rex. But they escape into the sewers. Zora just shoots and kills a Mutodon. They're literally just glorified raptors. Let's see what else. And then yeah, evil money dude comes back around, crashing into the D-Rex, distracting it. The helicopter gets taken down by the D-Rex. The D-Rex kills evil money dude, which I think is the only kill it gets, because and then it drops the little case thing. And then they're like trapped in this area. The Mutodon's trying to get in like this barred door. It's trying to get in, and the D-Rex is on the other side. And you're like, how are they going to get out of it? And the little girl squeezes through the bars, and there's the little it's the Rogue One Star Wars scene where the guy's like, I am one with the Force is with me, and he's walking to it's that, but with a little girl in the D-Rex, and she just walks over to it, struggles to flick the lever, and the door opens, and then they're all able to run right past the D-Rex and trap the Mutodon inside. So Mutodons are on and up out of this movie. We don't bother with them. We don't see them again. Screw them. And then the D-Rex kills no one else. Doesn't kill the little girl it's staring at. Doesn't kill any of the other people. The family, they make it to this boat. Zora makes it on. Duncan's like, it corners the little girl, and it's like, I'm going to eat the little girl. And then Duncan's like, I had a kid once. Sacrifice time. So he pulls out a flare, and the Ian Malcolm scene. He's like, hey, D-Rex, big boy, come get me. And then he jumps in the water and swims off, and the D-Rex chases him. And everybody else gets on the boat, and they're sailing off, and Zora's like, but what about Duncan? And then everybody else is like, reasonably he's dead, because you see him get cornered by the D-Rex. He screams at it, and it roars back at him, and they show the distance, and the flare is just gone. But, the flare's gone, and then they're just like, but Duncan could be dead. And then they see another flare, and it's Duncan, because he was just able to escape the D-Rex. No final fight, no nothing. Just leaves. Yep. And he just survives. Should have actually died, but whatever. And then they leave, and then they do the whole Jurassic Park 1 thing where they see instead of birds, it's dolphins, because I think somebody said something about dolphins early on, but whatever. Oh yeah, you're probably asking, how did the D-Rex and everything get out of containment? Snickers. I wish I was joking, but Snickers. One of the lab scientist guys whenever the lab was up and running. Oh yeah, the lab was for Jurassic World, not Jurassic Park, which I was led to believe for some reason it was for Jurassic Park, and this is like 33 years after, like, I think Dominion. But yeah, he was eating the Snickers, and he dropped the wrapper, and it got sucked into the door of the D-Rex containment area, completely shutting off all of the security. And whatever bozo in charge of the security presses the scary red button that makes everything red and scarier. And the D-Rex, of course, kills Snicker guy, but so one candy wrapper in a single door, then shut down the door, shut down like everything. Seems really stupid. I'm well aware. But yeah, so my personal thought, before we get into my thoughts, here's a quick word from our new sponsor. So enjoy. If you follow my account, you probably like dinosaurs, fossils, and the prehistoric world. And if you have ever shopped for fossils, you'll see that a lot of them have some very high prices, rightfully so, because they are usually one of a type specimen. Then you go look for casts, and you see a lot of these low quality casts going around, so you just don't know what to do. You either have to buy something super expensive or something super low quality. Enter Dinosaur Skeletons. Dinosaur Skeletons specializes in creating museum quality replicas of prehistoric life and is renowned for its highly detailed reconstructions. Founded by a professional paleo artist with over a decade of experience in the collectibles industry, they are dedicated to providing enthusiasts, collectors, and institutions with the opportunity to own magnificent, lifelike prehistoric replicas. Each creation is crafted with exceptional care and attention to detail. This means they are highly accurate to their source material, super high quality, and museum grade level quality. This is probably the closest you could get to bringing home a museum exhibit. They're also fairly affordable for the accuracy and quality put into it, which also means they make great gifts for birthdays and holidays for that collector or dinosaur enthusiast you know. So go check out Dinosaur Skeletons and get your cast today. So yeah, now we're going to go into my thoughts a little bit. It's not a bad movie. Is it a good restart of the franchise with a new trilogy or whatever? And the characters are very one-dimensional. They don't really have much depth to them. They have very basic plot lines. Like paleontology dude, that doesn't change at all. He's just like the morally good character. Zora goes from like, I want money to like, let's give away the drugs for free. Duncan just should have died. Like he went face to face with the D-Rex and was just able to just kind of leave for whatever reason. I don't know. It was kind of goofy there. The whole family just kind of ease walks through everything, is just kind of cakewalking through it. The boyfriend kind of has character growth. He becomes less of a jerk, and the dad's like, I like you now, boy. But there wasn't much. And then evil money guy's just evil money guy the whole time. There's not much to the characters. The dinosaur designs are great, but they all suck at killing people. They should have brought like 5-10 mercenaries and just had them brutally picked off screen or on screen. The D-Rex sucks at killing. It's such like a well-designed looking creature. It's amazing. The Mutodons is a waste because it could have just been raptors. Could have just been velociraptors, but they had to make it weird hybrid thing. And then the D-Rex, it had this amazing design, but it was like this weird, slow, lumbering, dumb creature that really only gets one. It takes down a helicopter, but you don't know any of the people on the helicopter. You don't care about any of them. It's just for effect. It gets one kill, and it's like evil money, dude. And you're like, okay. The plot's there. It doesn't. I don't know why the family is vacationing near this dinosaur island. I don't get why the giant hearts mean, like, we have blue whales. Can we not just make whatever heart disease medicine out of those? Because those have pretty big hearts. I don't get the whole the air, land, and sea thing, because they're like the largest flying carnivore, the largest land herbivore, and the largest ocean carnivore. Plot. It felt a little forced and just random. They didn't really explain it. They're just like, yeah, they have big hearts, so the cardiovascular disease cure. It was kind of goofy. Was it like a horrendous movie? No. The dinosaurs look great, but it was, now that I'm looking back on it and thinking about it, there's not much character development. The characters are very one-dimensional. The dialogue was all right. It was a pretty all right script. The dinosaurs look amazing, but act very slow and sluggish and don't ever get a kill. There's not much to them. And they have like random BS cameos for dinosaurs. Like they have like an early amphibian looking thing. They just shoved Dunkleosteus early on. They mentioned Megalodon. They have Compies there for a few seconds. They have Dilophosaurs there for a few seconds. They have Parasaurolophus there for like a few very short seconds, and it's even dead. They have Ankylosaur, and for pterosaurs, they even have one of the weird flying frog-looking things that are related to Dimorphodon. I'm trying to look up what they're called, but I can't find the Dimorphodon tree. Give me one moment. I was so happy that those were in there, that they gave them a little cameo and everything, but it was just kind of like there for a second. They had like a Mesodactylus, and that was like it. They had like Ankylosaurus for a second. They had T-Rex, of course, Spinosaurus, Mosasaurus, D-Rex, Mutodons, Velociraptor for like a second. That gets just brutally picked off by the Mutodon. I think they had Triceratops there technically for a few seconds in like one of the test tubes or whatever. But like the dinosaurs you want to see, the D-Rex or these Mutodons, the T-Rex, the Spinosaurus, they're not there long enough to matter or to care about. They terrorize the group a little bit and then they leave for the movie and they're just gone forever. Mutodons don't fight the D-Rex, and D-Rex doesn't have to kill the Mutodons. The T-Rex and the Spinosaurus don't come and kill the D-Rex. The D-Rex doesn't fight him. The D-Rex actually struggles to kill anything. It's technically 2 kills, but the first one doesn't count. Snickers guy doesn't count. Evil Money Guy barely counts, but I guess he's technically a kill. He also finds like a random gun in like a crashed helicopter. I don't know. It's a whole thing. But is it better than Fallen Kingdom and Dominion? Yes. Is it better than Jurassic Park 3? I would say neck and neck. I would put it at 4 on my list. My tier list, of course, JP Jurassic Park #1 up top. It's the OG, the big guns, the one that introduces us into this entire franchise. Then of course Lost World. It's based on the book, so it has it still has that like book ability to like draw from. Then I would say Jurassic World. And then tied for 4th place is Jurassic Park 3, Rebirth. And then I would say Dominion and then Fallen Kingdom last. Fallen Kingdom was just there to me. But that can be a whole different episode. I felt, this didn't feel like a Jurassic movie. It felt like a completely different movie altogether. Oh, yeah, there's an Apatosaurus in the beginning that some radio host calls a Brachiosaurus because for whatever reason, the Apatosaurus in I think it was New York, they were just keeping one in a zoo. Grant, Ian, and Ellie are either in a nursing home canonically or, dead. Because they would have been they were 60 in Dominion. This is 33 years later, so they're probably 90-ish. So they could very well be alive, but they are old. Owen, Claire, Maisie's probably just an older adult. Owen and Claire are probably older now. Blue's dead, Rexy's dead. But it was an all right movie. I'm not gonna poo-poo it. It was an all right movie. I'll make a whole video about how it could have been fixed or what I would have done differently, but it was an all right, for what it is. It's an all right movie. But yeah, that's all from me for right now. Here's a quick word from our other sponsor, actually. Huge shout out to today's sponsor, Dinosaur Trips. If you enjoy these majestic creatures I talk about here on the podcast and would like to go see them for yourself, I would heavily recommend Dinosaur Trips. Dinosaur Trips is a company created to give people a behind-the-scenes in look on museums and dig sites, along with just having an amazing time looking at these amazing, fabulous, majestic creatures. So if you sound interested, go to www.dinosaurtrips.com and tell them Prehistoric Life sent you and get $250 off your tickets. Now, back to the show. But yeah, that's all for me about Rebirth. Again, like I said, I'm going to make some other episode about how I would have done it differently or whatever. Other than that, I'm your host, Eric Crawford, signing off. Thank you for listening. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and ring that bell. Turn on notifications. But this has been Prehistoric Live Podcast. Again, I'm your host, Eric Crawford, signing off. I'll see you all next time. Remember, keep it prehistoric. Goodbye.